We've been talking to Charles Woods. He's the father of former Navy SEAL Tyrone Woods. He was killed in Benghazi. He met with the president and the vice president who diminish the office of the president and vice president by the minute. And then Hillary Clinton. What Hillary Clinton said to the father of this fallen hero is remarkable. Remember, the story now from the White House is that they've said all along it was a terrorist, right? That was in the debate with Romney. No, I was in the Rose Garden. I said it was a terrorist. Mr. Woods, tell me what Hillary Clinton, what happened when you met her?
Okay. First of all, I did have the privilege of meeting Hillary Clinton, and I do appreciate her taking time out from her schedule to meet with the four families. While we were in the pod over there with our family, she came up and shook my hand. I reached out, hugged her shoulder, and her countenance was not good. And she made the statement to me that, first of all, she was sorry, but then she said, we will make sure that the person who made that film is arrested and prosecuted. And when she said that, you know, I could tell that she was not telling me the truth. And she's more intelligent than I am. She had to also know that she was not telling me the truth.
Had you heard of the video before?
You know, this whole time, I might have. You know, after this happened, it was like they called me, then they wanted me to jump on an airplane and come back to Washington, D.C. when the bodies came into Andrews Air Force Base. And it seemed like it was not unfamiliar when she mentioned it.
So when you heard me say that, and we have another, I think it's over on the desk, I have another email that came in that we got today. Another email was released today that shows that there was a rocket attack at 11:57.
By our forces or by the other forces?
By the other forces. So it started.
Why did we not do these laser-guided missile, small missiles?
I can't tell you that.
Where the mortars were coming from?
I can't tell you. This one came in at 11:57. So the president was briefed on this at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the Oval Office. The drone was up above. They could watch it. They were watching it in the Situation Room. They were watching it at the State Department. They were watching it at the Pentagon. And then this one comes in. This is the final email that we have at 11:57 p.m. to all the people in the State Department, the Pentagon, and also to the White House Situation Room. DS Command reports the current shelter location for comm personnel in Benghazi is under attack by mortar fire. There are reports of injuries to comm staff. This is 6 hours after the president knew. So when you know that they knew and they watched and there were people on standby and somebody said, don't do anything, how do you reflect on what Hillary Clinton said to you about the video? She had this.
Yeah. The question that I had in my mind was, why did we not do something to protect our forces? That's why I knew before I even went back there, when I first heard the news, that something was fishy, that something did not smell right. But based upon this new information, my question would be this: if it was fair and right for the opposing side to use missiles, why was it wrong for us not to use missiles?
Well, why was it? I mean, you didn't even have to use missiles. We didn't even dispatch anybody. Well,
this is what I'm saying. If they could fire missiles, why could, I don't know the technicalities. I know they have those small little laser-guided missiles that can, if a mortar or a rocket comes off from a first particular point, they can laser that into exactly that same spot without any collateral damage. Why didn't they do that?
I don't know.
What's fair for them should be fair for us.
I can't get that answer because the White House won't even give us a rundown of where the president was and if he went to the Situation Room. They are...
You know, I'm totally transparent with my life. I have nothing to hide. Why are they not transparent?
Are you going to reach out to any of the other family members?
You know, that would be something that would be personal, and I would not want to make that
That's
public.
fine. That's fine. I am sorry for your loss, and I know that there are millions of Americans that are sorry for your loss.
Glenn, you know, people cannot believe how peaceful I am about this whole situation. Let me tell you exactly what I told our president. I thanked him for our service, and I could tell he was not at peace with himself. I made this statement. I said, Mr. President, I am at peace with myself even though I have lost my son. My heart grieves for my son. My emotions go up and down. But I know that God is in total control of every situation. That was the reason I am and was at peace with what has happened. You and I both know that all things, not just some things, work towards good, and some good will come out of this.
I have a feeling tremendous goodwill. Thank you so much. And
okay, can I say something else?
Sure.
Glenn, you're a man of faith, and I am a retired attorney. I'm an educated person. I'm not a religious fanatic, but I got this phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning. My daughter Joy, which would be Ty's half sister, 16 years old, normal kid, varsity basketball, all those things. When I told my kids what happened that morning, she said, "Dad, this is amazing, because several days ago, God told me to pray for Ty." And I asked her the question, "Did you pray?" Expecting her to say, you know, as a teenager, a one-sentence prayer. And she said, "Dad, several days in a row, several times a day, I prayed for Ty." You can understand this. There's other listeners that can't understand this. This is why I am at peace. And people ask me, what do I want? The only thing I want is I want to be able to hug my son Ty in heaven. And at this point, I know where he's at. I just need to make sure that I am there as well. And that means I have to extend total forgiveness to everyone.
You're a good man, sir. I hope to be able to chat with you again.
Hero, and all I can do is encourage others to be American heroes that have the integrity that Ty has.
God bless you. We'll talk again. Back in a minute.